Welcome back to Copper Star Precision, the channel dedicated to getting you more points at your competitive shooting matches. Back with some Ruger budget build videos, wrapping things up here, just tying up some loose ends. So, bipods. Well, obviously, when it comes to some of my more serious competition rigs, using something like this MDT Skypod is usually my go-to. I also have been trying out this Accutac bipod, super solid, both great options. MDT is probably like the go-to for most PRS NRL 22 competitors. This is also an extremely robust option, but when this bipod costs as much as the rifle, it really isn't going to fly for our budget build. So I decided to go with a much cheaper option. It's the Caldwell XLA pivot bipod. It is a clone of the Harris bipod. I know that Magpul also makes a pretty affordable bipod when you're just getting started. All these things will do what they need to do. Obviously, the more expensive ones are a little bit more well built, and they offer you a little bit more flexibility in terms of things you can do with a bipod. But if the last few courses of fire, especially for the NRL 22 or any indication of trends going forward in the sport, fewer and fewer shots are being taken from a prone position. Now, yeah, of course, you can get creative with 2 points of contact on the 55-gallon barrel, or you can get creative on rooftop stages, putting your legs in an angle, all that kind of stuff. But I think the focus is less on prone shooting from a bipod and more of getting stable with support bags. So that being said, a cheap bipod option is going to get you through those stages, those prone positions, or even prone stages. Sometimes stages have like 2 shots from prone. That's all the prone you're going to see in a match. So with that being said, again, a cheap option just to get you through those couple of either stages or points in a stage is going to be completely sufficient. Work on your fundamentals, work on your getting stable off of bags and barricades, because that's what 90% of this sport is. If you want to go shoot prone or anything like that, bench rest, F-class, that's the name of the game, and that's where you invest in the gear. But just having a simple bipod is important. Quick video on the Caldwell XLA pivot bipod coming up right now.
All right, so we got the rifle put back together, and we're gonna need a bipod. I'm going with this Caldwell XLA pivot bipod, and essentially this is just a Harris bipod clone. So this costs a lot less. It is not as good build quality, but it gives you pretty much all the same features. It's going to attach using a swing swivel stud. So there's a clamp in here that will attach to a swing swivel stud, and then it's got the pop out legs, and then if you depress, it's going to fully extend, and then you have to press and push back in to collapse. So it's just a Harris clone, and you can spend a lot more for the real Harris. You can see these springs are not as beefy as the Harris springs. The Harris springs go like all the way up, and but I mean, for what it is and for its price, it is fully functional, and it's gonna do well in our matches. So it's obviously made in China, and the Harris bipods are made in the United States, so that's something that you take issue with, then you can spring for the Harris. But this isn't infringing on any of the patents, unlike some other Chinese knockoffs of Atlas bipods that you see on Amazon. The Harris patent has expired, so anyone's free to really sort of leverage this design, and that's what Caldwell did. So we're going to attach this, but we need a swing swivel stud. So I found a really cheap M-lock to swing swivel stud adapter, and it's got a nice kind of taper to it that actually matches this perfectly. So I'm going to put links for both of these down in the description, but this is a very cost-effective way to get a bipod onto your rifle. So we're just going to pop this in here, and we're going to push it forward so it doesn't do anything weird under recoil, and we're just going to, with any M-lock accessory, we're just going to screw this down until the M-lock nuts catch. Started. 90 degrees. What's nice about this handguard is you can actually peer down and look into it. And we'll just give this a nice little snug. So obviously one of the benefits of this rifle and why I chose it is because it's very easy to attach anything. Now obviously I'm a huge advocate of an Arca rail, and they're all cheap universal Arca rail options, but if you want a quality Arca rail, made in the United States, that is specifically designed for this rifle, you're looking at, probably around $100. Obviously there are cheaper options, universal rails that may not fit the entire forend, but you find a section that you think you'll put your bipod and any other accessories on there. But again, staying in budget, this combination is much cheaper. So now that we have this on here, we can simply use that swivel stud to attach this clamp like so. And all we do is we make sure that's aligned on both ends, which it is, and we tighten this down with the Phillips screwdriver. As we tighten this, gives me additional climbing force on that swivel stud. And what's nice about this one is that it is going to be able to pivot. So we're actually going to be able to pivot the rifle from side to side. That is important on things like slanted rooftop stages, and you can adjust the tension on the rear here with this adjustment in the back. So now we have our bipod, and what's nice is it folds up and it does easily deploy. Nice little compact package, and we are set. So and we got that nice little pivot function there as well. So if you want to make adjustments to the cant of the rifle back and forth, we can easily do so. And we're just going to set that tension to our liking. So again, that is the Caldwell XLA bipod pivot with swivel stud attachment, and we have a little adapter there. And again, that adapter fits that forend almost perfectly. There's like no gap. And yeah, that's all I got for this one. Pretty simple video, but a cheap solution to having a bipod.
I hope that was informative. If you like these videos, don't forget to go down, give a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell to get all notifications for videos on this channel. And yeah, I mean, that's all there is to it. Pretty simple video. I've been using it with great success. I even throw it on some of my other rifles if I'm just doing group testing and I don't have a Arca rail or anything like that. It's pretty versatile. Again, links will be in the description if you want to pick one of these up. And also that mag pull option is kind of in that same price point. If you want to buy American, definitely go for the traditional Harris, but a cheap bipod will get you through, those couple of prone stages, like I said. And yeah, that's all you need, really. We still got to talk about the scopes. That's coming up very shortly. Make sure you stick around for that. Until I see you next time, as always, score more points.